Dude, there's a chat. Welcome to the live chat. Womp womp womp.
Okay. So, just pull up my notes here. So, alright, so you're ready to start?
Ready!
Alright, ready. Hey everybody, Bloodman Bobby and Gaby.
Hi guys!
Hello. Yeah, so we're here for our weekly Owl House discussion. Tonight we are going to be discussing the new episode. Wait for it. Just gotta pull my we're going to be talking about Mama Clawthorn, Keeping Up A-fear-ances. So as Gaby suspected, yes, Keeping Up A-fear-ances is the debut of Eda and Lilith's mom. So we're going to be talking about what we liked about the episode. I actually have one really big question mark. I'm hoping it's just like I could get some clarification tonight. And we're also going to be talking about a certain creepy character who popped up at the end. So,
Oh yeah! I'm like, wait, and I'm like, oh yeah. No spoilers though. No spoilers of the conversation. We'll talk about who that is later on. Is my point.
Yeah, because as the title implies, this is a spoiler discussion where. We're not going to leave any stone unturned because, I've got some pretty big questions about the creepy character. I hope people who are trying to avoid spoilers didn't bump into that image because I've seen it get passed around like Instagram and Twitter. Since this time we were
really?
Yeah, we were pretty early. There's actually a funny meme that somebody posted about the creepy character, but we'll talk about that when we get to the ending of the episode. So, yeah.
Oh my god, okay.
Yeah, would you like to sum up Keeping Up A-fear-ances? Like, what is this episode about? Is this a Mama Yes or Mama No episode?
Mama No! It goes from a Mama No to a Mama Yes. It's like a transition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, I mean, low-key, Eda and Lilith's mom comes in with huge care and energy. Okay, so maybe not so low-key, but she's all like, oh, I'm going to kill you, I can fix you, and you're like, whoa, she must know her stuff. And then Eda explains, oh, she comes around about every year or so with something new, and none of it ever works.
Yeah.
And we see poor Lilith here comes to the realization that her mom has expected her to be completely self-sufficient, and because of that, left her to her own devices a little too much than she'd like, and just kind of ignore her.
Uh-huh.
You know, not even knowing that now Lilith herself is sharing the curse with Eda.
Mm-hmm.
Or that she was the one who cursed Eda in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And to make matters...
She eats a whole bunch of ice cream in this episode. Like, it's one of those situations.
Yeah, and on top of that, going to some sketchy people for advice. How would you even describe it? Like...
That's where I actually wanted you to start off the review because you were pretty much taken in by this episode.
So it's the whole spiritual, natural, organic, quote-unquote, healing thing. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing about picking healthy things. You know, that's not what we're talking about here. You know the people who, like, I don't do, like, chemicals, even for my own health type of deal. Like, yeah, that's what we're talking about here. Like, to a fault, because I mean, like, I'd only use crystals and oils and nothing else, type of deal.
Yeah, it's basically the situation where she's like, why would Eda drink these elixirs? You don't know what's in them. Like, it's that kind of scenario. So she, like, trades in a whole bunch of nice things.
Like, snake oil remedies. She's going after snake oil remedies, giving all these precious items to, what were they, like, 4 imps in a trench coat? Practically?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah!
And,
egging her on and giving her books and stuff. Be like, oh, the next thing you need to know is in the next volume! Only limb and a leg.
Yeah. And, by the way, I just noticed in our chat, hello, where's everybody else on the stream? Well, we're all here. Hopefully we get to hear more from the people watching the stream tonight. We really enjoy getting to discuss fan theories and what we think of this episode. That's why I like having these discussions live. Yeah, especially for an ongoing series like The Owl House, I think it just makes it more fun. So if you have any thoughts or theories, feel free to let us know in the chat, and we'll get to you tonight. Yeah, thank you for coming in, too, to the chat and saying hi. Yeah, that's we always love that. Yeah, so basically, so basically what ends up happening is the mom, Gwen, like, sets up, like, this kind of trap for Eda where it's like, ooh, you could get apple blood, but because the way she tries to cure Eda is by luring her into what I could only really describe as, like, a whole bunch of, like, traps. It kind of reminded me of that Simpsons episode where Homer kind of turns into the Incredible Hulk, if you will. Only in this situation,
kind of.
Yeah, it just causes, like, Eda's curse to get, like, triggered, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of juxtapositions with, like, people with conditions there, and this is what I was telling Bobby while we were watching the episode, because there's always that person like, oh, there's the cure, you can be fixed, you don't have to have it anymore. The one, this person didn't, like, get sick or anything. They were born this way, except in Eda's case, it was a bit of an accident, so there is that. But, I mean, when we're talking about conditions, this is something that people are innately born with or develop spontaneously through no fault of their own, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I'm doing okay as I am, like Eda is with her potions and stuff like that. And, the person comes and is like, but you could be normal.
Yeah, and it just causes Eda's, like, owl beast form to get triggered. And while this is all going on, Lilith is having, like, a conversation with King with a whole ton of ice cream, right? Which causes, like, her because now that Lilith is cursed, she also, because of, like, all this realization of how she felt like, she was put aside because her mom was spending, like, all this time taking care of Eda, but not as much with Lilith. Lilith is even, like, she was like, what did she say? She was like, my mom didn't even come to my, like, what was it like when she was, she got to go into the Emperor's Coven?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't remember how she named it, but yeah, she didn't even go to see her. And with that, you come into the dynamic when one kid has this condition that they need a lot of attention for, and the other kid is just expected to handle themselves just because they apparently don't have anything, and I was so interested in seeing that work out. Mm-hmm. And then the revelation, alright, because, like, I think this is very gratifying in the sense that we get to see how it looks like when the parent, when Eda and Lilith's mom learns about them, starts to listen to them, and figures out that, not only was she stressing out her poor girls, thinking she was doing the right thing, but she was being duped into doing that and giving the people who were telling her to do it all of her money, essentially. So it was like, that part is so gratifying. And that's the transition I was talking about, where it starts going from like a mama no to like a mama yeah, you know, kind of like a...
Because she plays a big hand in saving the day, so both Eda and Lilith, like, they turn into their beast forms. Eda, you know, into Owl Beast, and then Lilith into Raven, right? Raven Beast, or something like that?
I don't know what you even call that form.
Mm-hmm.
Except scary bird monster.
But basically, to use, like, my cousin's terminology, it's like they're Super Saiyan form except evil, and they start like fighting across the town, and it's up to Gwen, the mom, to save the day. And you know, they do the scene where it's like, you know, she tells, you know, Eda that, you know, she shouldn't have made her feel like, you know, ashamed of the curse and so on and so forth. And she also tells Lilith, you know, that it wasn't right to just, you know, kind of push her aside.
And like to just, you know, to not know what was going on in her life. And speaking of that, I was just thinking about this before you said it. I thought it was so fitting and just so emotional, that moment where you see Lilith, instead of just calming down or reverting back, she starts crying first.
Yeah, tears streaming down her eyes.
And I mean, bawling, like, not just like, oh no, like, almost a full-on ugly cry, but
yes.
Oh heck yeah, I think that's the perfect word for it, catharsis. Yeah, just like a gushing out of all this pent-up emotion and stress that you could tell she'd just been holding on to for, like, who knows how long?
Years.
Yeah, because even though it's implied that she only knew or recognized this within the short period of the episode, which I think is, what, like about a day?
Yeah,
right?
It's about a day, yes.
You could tell that this was something that had been in her mind for a long time. Like, even if she didn't know why, she probably still recognized, like, hey, my mom's not here. What is she doing? You know? And going from expecting her just not being present ever to, like, the realization that she was present just with her other sibling.
Yeah.
Which is like, oof!
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because we thought that the dynamic of the Clawthorne family was going to be that of the Golden Child, where Lilith was the Golden Child, and Eda, because she tends to be more rebellious, was kind of... Well, we actually found out it's almost kind of the reverse, where, like, Eda was the one who was getting a lot of the attention, and Lilith, even if she wasn't conscious of it, was the one getting, like, you know... put aside because her mom was spending all that time trying to figure out how to reverse Eda's curse.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that a lot of people don't think about, but if you're somebody who lives with a sibling who has anything from like a mental condition or a health condition in general, like a physical one, it can sometimes feel like that, like, oh, of course they're getting all the attention because, you know, and even when you're not aware or spiteful of it, you know, it can still, you know, you can feel it. I don't know if I've had any full-on big kind of like experience with that, but one, I do live with my bro, who I actually look after, so there's that, and I know a couple friends, either the friend themselves is the one with the condition, or they have to help out or make way for their sibling to have more attention, and I mean, to no fault of anyone, you know, stress, ailments, struggles in general are just inevitable.
Yeah.
And especially the struggle to spread out time amongst the family in itself can just become such a struggle. So when I saw this kind of like example of like, you know, family, I was like, wow. What? I especially didn't expect to be like, I don't know how it is like, for it to take the turn that it did, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I guess I was a bit more on the boat with you. Like, I was with you thinking it might very well be like the golden child scapegoat deal, but I mean, this is just super interesting as far as like delving into what a relationship like that can be like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, and I think because it went in like such an unexpected, it kind of makes it more tangible in this sense. Like it kind of goes into like this kind of unexpected territory that, like, you know, I mean, I don't like have that perspective myself, but you know, I'm having a tough time wording this. But I think the fact that like it went in this direction like makes like Eda's situation even more like tangible because of that comparison. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think one of the biggest things, oh my gosh, I think the biggest thing was seeing the mom kind of go on and on about like, but you can be fixed, but you can be cured, and all with these like snake oil remedies and stuff. It's like, I don't know. It seems something reflective of, I don't know, like, I'm trying to word it, but it just reminded me so much about real life situations, I guess, in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, the episode overall just felt pretty real.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if it was just me, if anybody else kind of felt that way, you know, I'm there with you, but holy mac. And the redemption, like, you wouldn't expect something like this to be resolved so quickly and effectively. Like, let's say, yeah, they do try to tackle it, but you're like, it can't work out that well in one episode. And oddly enough, I was quite content with how they worked it out in one episode, which was the span of roughly 12 hours.
Yeah.
As far as, like, in-universe time, you know, like, less than a day, according to the episode. And, you know, it was great seeing the mom kind of come across the people that had been giving her all the remedies or whatnot, and seeing them kind of, like, exposed and seeing all their tricks and stuff.
Yeah, it's not one guy, it's like, what, three-ish, like...
Three-ish imps that go into this, like, costumes.
It's like, yeah, it's like something out of a shady TV ad for...
Yeah, and then one of them being used as, like an example of, like, oh, look, I can be fixed.
Yeah, like...
Where it's like they supposedly get rid of his boils.
With, like, the warts, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, poof, oh, my warts are gone, yeah!
Man, oh man, but yeah, honestly, like Gwen telling them, you know, oh, if you come back to Bonesboro, the whole town's gonna be coming after you.
Oh yeah, and she flexes her beast taming abilities too with the fire bees. Yeah. Fire wasps, right?
I think so.
I don't know if they're wasps or bees, but either way, they're on like, fire and they're scary.
Fire, like bugs from. What was that episode? The first episode of the second season. Separate Tides, yeah, the ones that, like, Lilith had to fight.
Yeah, and then doesn't Hootie help her out? Yeah, right?
Yeah, in the episode she does. Yeah, in Separate Tides, yeah.
I just like that kind of showing the hell she's gone through in attempts to look after her kid. Like, obviously, yeah, did she take some really wrong turns? Yes, but she exhausted any viable way she could, any viable resource, and it showed. And just that beast taming flex right there was just like, oh snap!
Yeah.
That was the moment where I thought, the tables have turned.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah. Now she's on the team for real, and stuff's about to go down. Y'all better get ready.
Yeah.
It's Mama Bear mode.
Yeah, I mean, just like thinking back to that scene, I think it really shows the sort of pain that Gwen has from realizing the mistakes she made in terms of trying to help Eda, but in such a flawed way, and with Lilith.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's I don't know if they were going for a whole, it being I'm the parent, I know what's best, or just misplaced intentions or what. But I mean, despite her inability at first to listen to her kids, she definitely showed that deep down she cared.
Yeah.
And I think it was important to have that pretty clear. Because it could have easily been oh, I don't care. It's not about you being okay. It's about me being happy and getting to have normal children. Because it could have easily turned that way, but I think the way that they went through it is very, I don't know, it's very, very cathartic, I guess. Yeah. And I think that's why they did it, because it's great to take the opportunity with these kinds of stories to just kind of play it the way you would kind of want to imagine stuff like this happening all the time, and kind of having that kind of happy ending sort of thing was pretty cool. I know we can't always have happy endings, and there are places for really sad, very edgy endings, but I mean, we're not looking at what what's that one anti-hero comic series? Watchmen. This isn't Watchmen.
Oh, no,
this isn't Watchmen.
No.
Or some sort of kind of edgy, melodramatic kind of tragedy or Shakespeare or something. No, this is a cute little magical world, and obviously it's kind of a creepier, more dangerous magical world. I mean, come on, we can still have fun with this.
Yeah, I mean, it ends.
And I liked it.
Yeah, definitely.
And it definitely sets a good example. Knowing that this is coming from a show for kids whose parents are probably there watching it with them. Hopefully, because holy mac, the stuff that could come out of stuff like that, I look at stuff like that and I see the potential for a breakthrough, either from a kid or from a parent. And thinking about that just makes me so happy. I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. So, yeah, and it even ends off with this was a big surprise for me. Lilith goes home with Gwen at the end.
I mean, yeah, and I loved that. The look on her face and that thing is yay, we're gonna get to make up for lost time. I finally have a mom.
Yeah. Or yeah, my mom is back in my life, and yeah. Although I have one question about that. So we see when Hootie hears that he's completely shattered, and Lilith is we'll be pen pals. I have a question. How does Hootie write?
That's why he was sad. He's I can't hold a pen.
Unless I don't know, he puts the.
He can ask Luz. He can ask Luz to write it for her.
Yeah, of
course. Or do we know if Hootie has pronouns?
thought Hootie's a he.
I don't know, I haven't been paying too much attention. But, I mean, if that's a big deal, I mean, we could always just go back to an episode at any time. But yeah, like, Hootie could just have Luce write down the letters.
Yeah, of
like,
course, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, and we also get, like, a pretty surprising hint about what's to come, because we know the next episode is going to be the one in the library. Lumity Shippers, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the one where, like, Amity puts up her hair in the trailer, because we hear that, like, Gwen says,
oh my god,
there's a hint. What's up?
I'm just like, I was remembering you telling me about the hair scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not excited, you're excited! We're both excited, what? Excitement!
This episode, like, the next episode in itself already sounds like it's gonna be, like, quite a handful ill, and it just kind of reminds, like, I'm getting vibes of that Star episode where Moon and Eclipsa go into the archives to, like, try to figure out what happened to Eclipse's daughter, although, you know, the story's different, but, you know, that's sort of like going to that sort of closed off place in the library to figure out things. It's giving me those kind of vibes, because Gwen is like, you know, there once was a human who, before Luce, who was on the Boiling Isles, although it sounds like years ago, because didn't Gwen say something like, you know, oh, my, you know, great or great-great-grandfather, like, you know, or said that there was a human on the Boiling Isles years ago, and that could be it for Luce going home?
I was totally on the same page there, not thinking about something completely different. What? I'm not thinking about my ship.
It's spoiler.
All I know is next episode, Amity, Luce, together. Mm-hmm. Boom. That's where my brain
is. That hand-holding scene?
I don't know what, because I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, no.
I haven't seen the spoiler or anything.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm thinking. My brain is like, yes. All the Lumity moments, please. Any Lumity moments. All of them. Yes.
Yeah. So surprisingly, might get that. Might find out more about this human who was on the Isles. What were you gonna say?
That's a really big plot point, though, too. In all honesty, and moving off of the freaking because I'm not all shipping either, but I mean, heck, that's going to be a big plot point too. Like,
which might even give hints to something that happened at the very beginning of the episode. I mean, I remember just, like, you know, being completely on my seat at the very beginning of the episode, because, you know, we get to see, you know, Eda is, like, turning into the Owl Beast back when she was a little kid, and we see, you know, she's, you know, in her bedroom with her mom and this, like, doctor, I guess you could call, like, this character. You already know who I'm referring to?
Oh, yeah! What was he?
Like, I don't know, like, the best way to, like, refer to that character as a doctor, but that was the character who gave Eda.
It was like a coven thing.
Yeah.
Healing? Was it healing? Is there a healing one? And then they said, no, let's go look at potions.
Yeah, because I remember there was that episode of the first day where one of the kids in detention knows how to do, like, a healing spell.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Yeah, and we see the scene from the trailer where Eda's hiding behind the door, and the mom is basically like, you know, I don't want this, like, you know, curse to just be, like, you know, covered up or, like, taken care of. Like, you know, she's suggesting she wants that curse healed, even, you know, if she has to go to, like, really questionable means, which leads to, you know, Eda running out of the house. And what does she trip over?
The door!
Yeah.
The door, suitcase, portal thing.
Yeah, and she goes off to Earth, but that's where the flashback ends. The only detail we hear is Eda says later on in the episode that she has no idea who made that, portal door. And now I'm wondering, could it have been made by that last human who was on the Boiling Isles?
Maybe. Either that, or they found it through some means, too.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
I don't know. It's like,
now we have I think it's fair to assume this is probably the start of Eda's human collectible shop, because how else would she get her all that stuff she sells,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
I'm just thinking about what the next episode is going to be like, and I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so much to look forward to.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be a roller coaster in itself.
Heck yeah! But the good kind, the good kind. Yeah.
And so should we finally get to the creepy character?
Oh boy, let's do it! It's time!
So we see at the very end of the episode, Luz is saying that she thinks that her summer camp is over, and they cut back to her mom crying over, at first I thought she was crying about Luz, but then it's these animal documentaries make me so emotional, and we see who gives her, those tissues.
I don't know what it is, but it's something trying to look like Luz, and I don't like it. It's an imposter.
Yeah, I've been calling, ever since we saw that scene, I've been calling that character Imposter Luz, but social media has...
Imposter Luz.
But social media has christened this character, Creepy Luz.
Creepy Luz?
Yeah. I don't know.
Unless it could be like Kingdom Hearts logic. Where it's a shadow, because you don't like how Sora has that shadow version of him that he has to fight.
I don't know too much about Kingdom Hearts, but continue.
But yeah, that's just kind of what it reminded me. Either that or Grom, the Grom monster.
Yeah, because
it kind of gives me those vibes too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the monster turned into what looks like Luz's mom, so it's could it be something like the Grom monster? I remember hearing
Luz.exe.
Luz.exe.
Kyle, I love that. Yes, that's perfect.
Oh, I see. Hello, Kyle. Luz.exe. Compatible with Windows 11, like my old computer downstairs is probably not going to work with Windows 11. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about computers.
Oh my gosh! It works. It works, Venus.
It's just that unfortunately there's no control.
Y'all making me crack up. That was great, man. I'm sorry. It's a Kingdom Hearts joke. If you know, what is it? Birth by Sleep. Birth by Sleep. Yeah, where we go with these three characters called Ventus, Terra, and Aqua. And then Ventus has this other guy that looks like him called Vanitas. And you look at them, it's like yin and yang. And that's why I'm here cracking up, loving the comparison this guy made. Good going! We got the Kingdom Hearts! Yes, KH all the way. Oh my god, that was... Yeah. And then I like the computer one too though, just because even if we go further, it's like if Luz's file got corrupted.
And it just went evil.
But
yeah, because in my mind when I don't know, I guess Imposter Luz is too sus if you're for those out there familiar.
I don't know, because I think it works also just because of Among Us logic. But yeah, it's imposter.
Yeah, because for me, when I think of dark shadowy characters, like, as somebody who grew up, like, playing Nintendo games, I think of either, like, Shadow Link from Zelda 2 or, like, Dark Pit
Oh,
from
yeah.
Kid Icarus Uprising.
Oh, Pit 2, I love him.
Yeah.
He's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's just, like, thinking, who could possibly, like, it be? Who is Creepy Loose? Which, by the way, you want to know what was one of the memes I saw of Creepy Loose on Twitter? Somebody replaced the tissues with a hamburger.
I mean, cheeseburger make you happy. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I see the logic there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you remember what Chihiro looked like when she bit into that? What was it? That like steamed bun.
Oh,
that Haku gives her, and she's just like,
mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that scene.
Like there, yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Talk about stress eating, comfort eating.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I just think, like, one of the reasons that seems so creepy, so it's like, so Luz's mom has went from getting letters from who knows who's, and now it's like escalated. Now she's getting somebody she thinks is Luz. So I'm thinking this, like, creepy Luz must have, like, came home and convinced, excuse me, burp, the mom that, like, oh, I came home from summer camp, and is like, seems to be pretty convinced that, oh, Luz is home.
I mean, I find it hard to believe just because whoever's been behind it hasn't done a really good job about reflecting a typical human being.
Yeah, like, I remember we watched the ending of the Grom episode right after we saw Keeping Up A-fear-ances, and I remember seeing, like, whoever wrote the letters is like misspelled Luz's name, like Lus, and it's like yeah, whoever.
That, and then there's like the thing about we learned how to do our taxes or something like that.
Yeah, whoever this is doesn't have, like, a good grasp on, like, what humans.
Oh my god! So I'm still curious to see what's going on there. I mean, we got a little clue now.
Yeah.
A very scary clue. I wasn't even thinking that. That's too scary.
Yeah. I mean, I go there because it's like, with this, I mean, like, she knows her, like, she knows her way around spells. I don't know, like, the mom, like, what's the mom gonna do? And I actually, like, I won't say who this was, but I was, like, talking with somebody that we know on Twitter, and the person was like, oh, I'm sure the mom will, like, is capable of fighting. And I saw, like, a comic on Instagram from the fan artist Mooring Mark where, like, the mom has, like, a baseball bat.
I mean, isn't she like a nurse?
Yeah, some kind of somebody.
Yeah, some sort of health worker. I'm guessing some sort of, like, emergency response, kind of like ER, OR type dealy, and I don't know, some of the people there, at least from what vague knowledge I have, typically pretty hardcore, so I'm gonna say Mama's got some fighting skills. I'm betting on her having those fighting skills. That's probably why they've tried to just keep her happy, regardless of whether they're doing a good job or not of being
I don't
believable. They're definitely keeping her happy.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know why, but I'm just thinking about there's a episode of I've talked about how I really like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and there's an episode of where Will has to get, like, his tonsils taken out, and he's having nightmares because, like, he's scared of the operation. And in one of the nightmares, there's, like, this doctor in like a Hawaiian outfit singing Barry Manilow's Copacabana song, and he gets out the scalpel. And he's like, oh, they gave me a real scalpel this time. Cool. And it just looks like he's gonna, like, really dig into Will, but of course it's a nightmare. So
oh god, that's scary. Yeah. Even for a nightmare, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically, like, played, like, for laughs in the episode, but I'm thinking, does the mom have, like, a scalpel on hand? and ready to go, like, poking.
If not, there's a thing called the kitchen where people typically keep knives.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, good point. Yeah. And the other
Or a stapler. I mean, industrial level stapler. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah. I don't know why, but now I'm just getting thoughts of. Do you remember there was this Gravity Falls episode where there was like a imposter Wendy?
Kind of. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. And there's a scene where like Dipper has to like you know pick out oh am I gonna like hit the real Wendy or this imposter character? And of course he gets the imposter character on the first try. So I'm thinking, what if the mom is thrown into that situation where it's like who do I attack? Am I gonna accidentally hurt my daughter?
I mean, I'd at least hope that mom would have some sort of what's the word?
Instinct?
I don't know if instinct, but also self-assurance in her ability to understand and figure out her kid. Because, I mean, obviously, am I the kind of person to say, oh, mom's going to know their kid the best, period, blah, blah, blah. Maybe not. I mean, fairly well, probably, yeah. I'd hope she'd at least be there, especially with how she tries to keep a good relationship for the most part with Luce.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even though she's like, oh, we can't do this or we can't do that, it's not like she's not trying to figure out what her kid is into or what she's trying to do. She's just leveling with her for the most part and saying, hey, like, we can't go too far with this, okay? We gotta have some semblance of, like, sanity.
yeah. It's the thing with the mom is like I know what you're into, but don't do the thing where it's like you're doing Romeo and Juliet and you stab yourself and all those was it like worms come out? Remember that? Yeah.
Oh my god. Although I still remembering how it went like the first episode. It's kind of like, oh, you still kind of take it a little too far, but I mean, parents get put in tough situations, so I'm like, I think that's believable and redeemable.
Yeah.
Fairly easily redeemable. It's not a matter of not knowing your kid, it's a matter of not understanding the interest in it, which I think is something a little different, just a tiny bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even like a moon betrayal scene from like Star, which I still remember lots of people hated Moon after the series ended, because of how she betrayed Star and Marco.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see Luce's mom going there. No.
Yeah, no. Let's see. Maybe Creepy Luce is a creature made by Bellows that feels Luce's presence on the Boiling Isles. He is a powerful witch and is planning to use Luce as a pawn for the Day of Union. See the poster of Season 1, Episode...
Season 1, Episode 19.
Which was Agatha, a witch. That was... I think that...
And we're going to take a quick moment to check that out. You... caught my interest, good man, good person.
You mind sending me the? If you could find it, could you send me the link?
All right, yeah, absolutely. So it's poster for.
Yeah, because I also have a feeling that Bellows could be behind who this imposter character is. I keep calling, and I probably should just say Creepy Luce, but yeah.
I'm not sure what poster we're looking for. I see one of Eda at different ages, and then her owl form. Unless we're not looking at the wanted poster, I don't think, right?
No, I don't think so.
No.
The only thing I could find, I'm not gonna put this in the stream in case like Dana Terrace doesn't want us to do it, is like, oh wait, I think I know what you're referring to, but I don't think this is it either. Kyle, if you could find a link and put it in the chat, that would be awesome. But yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely, please do. Like, the only thing I find here remotely relevant is, this isn't specifically for Agony of a Witch, but it's a poster with different episodes from Really Small Problems to Young Blood Old Souls, and it does have Emperor Bellos on there, but there's no kind of implication that he's also behind whatever's going on with Luce's mom.
Yeah, other than he's like the main villain.
His picture's just there.
Yeah.
I'd probably think that's not it. I said Old Souls. Okay.
Let's see if I could.
Thank you. Give me a moment.
Episode.
Young Blood Old Souls. Promo art. Okay. Okay, here we go. I think I found it.
Could you send it to me, Gaby?
Bring Photoshop to... That was an ad. My bad, I was reading an ad.
Okay.
Alright, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
This is definitely interesting. I don't know who's credited with this, but I will send it to you.
Yeah, I won't put it in the stream just in case whoever made it doesn't want, like, you know, it be...
Yeah, because I'm getting a feeling this might be fan-made.
Yeah. But
I could be wrong. Don't take my word for it. Here we go. Open. Sent. There you go.
Actually, I mean, that looks like something that, like, Dana Terrace would make.
Yeah. I could see it being from Dana as well. I'm not seeing, because this is coming off of Reddit, and I do not see Kat Mitchell, Youngblood Old Souls promo. So I guess it does say it's a promo, but I have no way to confirm if this is specifically from Dana Terrace. Hey, Dana, promo art friend.
Yeah, but I could see a scenario where Emperor Bellos would, like, you know, think of, like, trying to use...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Also, I don't know if this implies anything regarding the letters or imposters, but we definitely get the picture that, you know, Emperor Bellos is a scary guy. So there's that. Thank you, though. That was very, very awesome promo art. That was
nice of you.
Though I definitely love it.
Yeah, so
that's freaking cool.
Yeah, I think I remember, like, going through Twitter and somebody was suggested maybe Creepy Loose is like an abomination, but
I might buy that. Although, don't abominations need magic that comes from the Boiling Isles specifically?
And also, the part where I'm unsure about that is that, have we seen an abomination that can like turn into like a completely different character? You know, like change shape like Ditto in Pokemon?
Not anything that's outright an abomination, but I mean, if we're looking back at Grom does have kind of abomination vibes, like if
Yeah.
you put an abomination on steroids. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean, because I think that's like the closest we've seen, because it was literally like a character who could like turn into what seemed to be Luce's mom. So it's kind of interesting looking back, because it's like if that is the case, where it's something like the Grom monster, wouldn't it be like interesting how, because in the Grom episode, Luce didn't like buy it at all. Well, I think she knew that it was like a Grom monster, because I remember she was like, you're not my mom, and it's like, but what if the mom thinks that that's actually Luce? You know what I'm saying? That kind of juxtaposition.
I mean, I'm pretty much expecting her to believe that that's Luce, although, I mean, let's say she does catch on already, like, in that point where we see it, we're supposed to see that as Luce's mom's reaction to fake Luce, knowing that she's fake.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why she would do that.
Yeah. Kind of wondering if it's a sign that, because I remember in the trailer for season 2, remember there was that like very brief moment where they showed the mom?
For which one?
The trailer for season 2, there's a very brief scene where Luce's mom is seen, like appears.
I don't remember what's going on, what's happening in that specific part.
It's
but
not much. It's just
kind of remember.
Appears,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Although it does make me wonder, or what if they're going for a case where it's like Luce does get a chance to go back to like Earth, but yeah, I mean, I could picture her like fighting this creepy Luce. But I'm wondering if they're gonna do a thing where it's like she gets a chance to go back to Earth, but she chooses to stay in the Boiling Isles in order to help Eda beat her curse and defeat Emperor Bellows, especially with the whole like summer camp ending thing. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know, cause I feel like Liz would want to make sure that her mom is okay, and then make sure that she also has the opportunity to go back if she can.
Yeah.
Because, like, unless they're still dealing with Bellows, and Bellows is in a position where it's like, okay, you leave and I'm going to screw over your friends, like, the moment you step out. Or, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying she's gonna like leave like the Boiling Isles like like for good and like put everybody in danger. It's just a thing where like it's just the kind of thing where it's like she does get like a like chance to go back to Earth, but she has to like tell her mom I can't like come home just yet.
I think she would probably take it, but then say she can't stay.
Yeah. Yeah,
I can see her doing that, but I don't know if she's saying she can't go.
Yeah, because I'm getting vibes from this creepy Luce character that it seems like I took it as kind of like set it for a battle that's coming relatively in the future rather than something like in the distant future, like at the series.
Yeah,
yeah.
This is definitely set up for something relatively soon. Relatively.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly were we?
But yeah,
I'm open for anything at this point.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, we've been talking talking a lot about Creepy Loose. We're really freaked out. Have to watch.
I mean, there's a lot to unpack there because it brings so many questions. Like, where is she coming from? Where are the letters coming from? What is she doing with Lucy's mom? Is she dangerous? Is she friendly?
Mm-hmm.
Does she go to the bathroom? I don't know.
I'm just like, who is she? Or who is this?
Who is this?
Yeah.
It's gonna be like the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland. Who are you?
Yeah. So oh my God. So yeah, I've been talking about this episode. I actually wanted to ask you something about something that happens at about the beginning of the episode, because I kind of need some clearing up about this, and maybe it's just like how.
If I can, then I will give it my best shot. Yeah. What was going on?
Something I realized after we saw the episode was like I was actually kind of surprised that like the mom knew about the curse. Like, I don't know. I guess after the season 1 finale, I got the impression that when Eda turned into the owl beast at Hexside, that was when she had to take off from her family. So I don't know if that's just how I took it, because I wasn't sure if she got to stay and go home with her family despite being cursed. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, so what was the episode you were comparing this to again?
What was this? Youngblood Old Souls, because
Youngblood Old Souls.
When Eda turns into the owl beast for the first time when she's still a kid.
I'm going to need a quick refresher. Give me a moment.
Yeah. The flashback scene where she's gonna have that duel with Lilith, but she's like, nah, Emperor's Coven isn't for me, and then boom, she turns into the owl beast.
Oh no, yeah, I do remember that. I still need a refresher just to look at the details and see what was said, because usually that's what makes the difference. Owl House. Let me see. We're doing Youngblood Old Souls. We're going back to that episode a lot, aren't we?
Yeah. It's just that in this case, I'm just referring to a specific plot point. Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking at the part where they're going to have the flashback. Flashback. Okay, so that's the part where they're dueling, right? And they had to fight each other?
Yeah.
Okay. Looking at it. Oh, it's been a while since I got back to this, but it's so emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, of course.
I'm sorry. Owl Beast Eda looks so cute there, and I feel so bad saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's probably not happy at all about being an owl beast. But
yeah, I mean, she's.
I just want to give her a hug.
I would say, yeah.
But she's so cute. I'm sorry. She looks cute.
No worries,
okay,
no worries.
I see Fluffy. I see Fluffy. I see Fluffy. Period, and I just want to give it a hug. Just like Floof.
You're gonna be okay. You're gonna
It's like, yeah, it's gonna be okay. You're adorable and fluffy. You don't need anything else in life.
Yeah. I mean, the Colonel from Metal Gear was a time paradox, but I'm just like, yeah, I want to go up to, like, Eda when she turns into Albie's first time, just say, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna meet King, you're gonna mentor this amazing kid named Luce.
Oh, that moment. It's like that one episode from Doctor Who with Vincent Van Gogh.
Uh-huh.
I've only seen clips of it, but it's almost where, like, the doctor gets a hold of Vincent and he takes him into the future to see how people marvel at his work, and he has like a historic gallery and all that, and the guy who made the art exhibit is like gushing over him and blah blah blah, and Vincent he gets told that and he just starts crying, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah, I see.
That's how I picture it, but that's me. So I think her running away was just in confusion, and more than likely, like, there's no reason why she couldn't go back to her home after that. Not because it's like, not because it's like, oh, they're obviously very accepting of it, because heck no.
No.
But there's nothing about her. There's nothing there explicitly trying to say, like, oh, mom's not happy and is not going to let her back in the house.
Yeah, I always I thought that was part of the reason why she's considered basically an outlaw in the Boiling Isles.
Oh, absolutely. I would agree there. But it's just like a society thing. More than like a household thing.
Yeah.
Because there's that too.
Yeah, so I guess it's like
oh my gosh, hold on.
that Eda has done that caused her to like become an outlaw and having to leave home, I guess. I think it's just how I interpret it. Uh-oh. Can't hear me? Oh dear.
Oh. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, hi, sorry, I accidentally unplugged a part of my headphone.
No worries. So, yeah, so I'm guessing it's other reasons why she left home and, like...
Well, yeah, I think that's kind of the explanation in this last episode about why she left home, because, she was tired of her mom being like, oh, we're going to fix you, even if it's like blah, 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 blah. She's like, screw this! Let's go.
Okay.
And the whole thing, getting the portal door, all that lovely stuff. So, yeah.
Imagine if the very first thing that Eda saw when she came to Earth was one of these.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. That'd be hilarious.
What is this? What is this brick with buttons?
I wonder what she'd expect it to do. Like, she gets pretty imaginative with the purposes of human objects.
Yeah. Like, what is it like? I'm wondering, is she gonna like think, is this some kind of like death machine where it's like you press a button and boom, your enemy's gone?
Oh my god. And she just tries pointing it at somebody who just looks at her weird. She's like... Oh, that sounds hilarious.
So, but yeah, I guess we could state like our overall thoughts on Keeping Up A-fear-ances. So to kind of reiterate, what did you think of the episode, Gaby?
I thought it was very engaging. I was definitely surprised with the take on Eda, Lilith, and their mom. And the redemption worked pretty well despite it being so quick.
Yeah.
Like, it worked out properly, and it left room for more development, which is kind of what I liked about it, with the whole Lilith going with with their mom to make up for lost time, and I thought that was also really cathartic. So I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Yay!
I was also pleasantly surprised with how things turned out. Instead of it being the case of the Golden Child, it's basically an almost like 180 in terms of Eda, like getting more attention because of her curse, while Lilith was basically pushed aside. But yeah, I also really like how it ended in terms of like it takes place over the course of a day, like because like it flowed so naturally that I almost didn't notice that. Wow, this took place over the course of the... Yeah, like... Mm-hmm.
And I usually don't pick up on real fast paces like that, if you know me. But I definitely felt it there, but in a way that I was, like, really happy, because it's like, wow! This is happening so quickly, and I like how it's happening so quickly. So, you know, it's like, it's enjoyable. It's gratifying. It was like, yes, I get to see it. I don't have to wait for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing that, one thing I say about the Owl House episodes across the board is they're really well paced. It's not like my problem with some of the early Star vs. the Forces of Evil episodes where I felt the pacing was almost too quick in a kind of, wait, that's it kind of way. Like, I mean, well, part of it is because the Owl House is a half-hour show, whereas Star, you know, tended to have, like, you know, 15-minute episodes. But yeah,
That's
it's, you know, it's well-paced. Like across all the episodes, it's really well-paced. So...
I'm always down with the fast pace, so...
Mm-hmm.
I'm always glad with that. I know there are some cases where it just doesn't work, though. And I felt like it was really easy to kind of, I guess, mess up getting it done so quickly, but I don't know, it worked for me.
I mean, when I think of, like, I mean, this isn't a fast-paced show, but when I think of, like, a good, well-paced 15-minute, like, episode, I think of something like a regular show where I almost don't feel that kind of pacing, and I'm saying regular show because it's like, you know, it's like an enjoyably kind of fast-paced show, especially when things get really crazy. I'm not sure why my brain always goes to the prank call episode where they get sucked back into the 1980s and getting chased by this killer telephone, you know, because it's just, I get so much into the absurdness of the situation.
What was it they said? It's like the 80s call, they want their phone back.
Yeah, that's what the
and then said. with the tinfoil hats, because you gotta protect your brain.
Yeah, because they didn't want to get
radiation.
Would look like, you know, if robbing had like what happened to Pops. Rest in peace.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that was a good episode. That was funny.
Yeah, so next episode of the Owl House is Through the Looking Glass Ruins. Disney TVA's original description on Instagram was, and I quote, Gus tries to impress a group of cool kids from Glandis High while Luce and Amity journey into the most dangerous section of the library, unquote.
Ooh, I like the reference to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland.
Mm-hmm.
Through the looking glass.
Yeah, for the looking
I'm a big Alice fan, so I'm like, hey, it's a reference.
Mm-hmm. Wonder, yeah, wouldn't it be funny if like this dangerous section of the library, you know, kind of, you know, is just as wacky as Wonderland?
If they do that, I'm going to be hooked because I love Alice in Wonderland. Mm-hmm. I probably would say that the animated Disney film is probably my favorite Disney classic.
Oh yeah?
The one I've gone back to the most, and I loved the first live action Alice in Wonderland. I enjoyed the second one relatively, but I mean I genuinely really enjoyed the first one. And those both are kind of like guilty pleasures, I'll admit, but that's just to prove the point how much I like Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's just kind of amazing to me that, like, there seems to be, a lot riding on this episode. It's not that I wasn't expecting much from Through the Looking Glass Ruins, I just didn't expect this, like, build-up that maybe Luce could find, a, like, solution where she finds out, a way to get home.
Or she finds some juicy dirt. Like, she's gonna find some sort of deep, dark, no secret about Emperor Bellos or something.
Like,
I don't know what it would be at this point, but... Oh my gosh. Wait, is that like the SpongeBob thing with Patrick?
Nah, it was just the first thing that came to my head.
Oh, because I remember there's a meme where it's like, who does blah 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 blah, and Patrick's like, oh boy. Oh my god.
Yeah. So.
But
yeah,
yep.
So yeah, definitely looking forward to this episode, which hopefully we'll get to see. Do you think we'll be able to see it this weekend?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to check to see what day, but I hopefully we can watch it over the weekend.
Yeah.
It's been on Fridays, right?
Technically, it's Saturday, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's like released at midnight on Friday.
Oh, okay, and that's only because like it airs Friday, but then it's placed online the next day.
It's actually the reverse, where it's like in these situations, like I've seen where it's like they'll put up a new episode on Disney Now the midnight the day it's supposed to air, but then the next morning it'll like premiere on Disney Channel.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Usually it's the other way around, has been my experience, so I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And I mean, if y'all are up for staying up till midnight, I'm a night owl. So, well, I mean, my boyfriend probably wouldn't, because he needs to wake up every day at 6 o'clock in the morning for work. But
yeah, I don't think it would be possible for me to do it at like maybe Saturday.
I'm just a crazy night owl. It's fine. Yeah. But yeah, the next morning definitely, or like the next evening.
Mm-hmm.
Before
avoid like Instagram and Twitter like the plague.
I have not been getting anything as far as that. I don't know if it's because I'm mainly on Facebook or I don't look hard enough on Instagram. But I don't come across a lot of memes or stuff for Owl House.
Yeah, from my experience, it's mostly like Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr, where it's like, you'll see...
Oh, I don't touch Tumblr with a 10-foot pole anymore, but...
Yeah, I mean, or like DeviantArt. I saw somebody post like a drawing where it's that like half like split personality thing where it's like half of the face is loose, the other half is creepy loose.
Oh, that sounds cool. I'd like to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah, I need to look for more fan art, because that sounds awesome.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen...
the comment... Uh-huh.
I mean, have you seen the Lumity fan art where Luce and Amity are dancing next to Blood Moon Star and Marco?
No, that sounds adorable! I want to see that!
Yeah, I've seen that on DeviantArt.
I gotta look for more fan art. Y'all make some of the best, like some of the most cutest fan art with these shows. Like, I love them.
Still kind of hoping against hope they'll put like some kind of star cameo in the Owl House in the future.
I mean, it's a possibility.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a possibility. I mean, aren't Dana and Alex like chummy, kind of? Like, aren't they in the same like friend circle?
But I don't know. Like, I'm not sure if Dana Terrace knows like like Darren FC, you know, because I know she did like a Dana did a
No,
stream.
I'm sorry, did I say Dana Terrace?
Yeah.
And Alex? No, I meant Darren and Alex. Aren't they chummy?
They seem.
Because I know Dana and Alex are not a thing. I'm not a circle, so I wouldn't be surprised if Darren FC's kind of checking out their work and stuff and being like, hey, I love to do a cameo and stuff like that. Or
yeah.
If any, but and getting in the middle of everything, but not to throw too much shade at Disney, because I know we love a lot of the Disney stuff. They came up, Disney Pixar just came out with Luca, and that was freaking great and all that. Mm-hmm. But, come on. We all know that stuff like this gets kind of like...
Just kind of like whenever I hear a story about...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What was I gonna
I'm
say?
totally not looking at Lumity fan art right now. Y'all so freaking talented.
Yeah, they are.
So cute. Okay, I'm not distracted.
What I was getting at, just to make things clear to everyone watching, I'm not gonna expect something like, Star walking down the street of like the Boiling Isles. I'm kind of I would like to see something more like when they referenced Hop Op in the escaping.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, if anything, almost like in what was it? I know they did a thing where somebody's look-alike kind of was sneaked into a crowd or something. You know what I mean?
Are you talking about Rapunzel in Frozen?
Something like that. That's a good example. I don't know if I was thinking specifically of that, but yeah, kind of like that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember there was like a Big City Greens episode where there's like a crane machine that had like plushies of or toys of Star, Wander. I forgot who else was. I think.
Although, keep this in mind. Dimensional scissors. Boiling Isles. Dimension. Portals.
Except magic is destroyed.
Snip.
But magic
I mean, dude. Let me have my thing.
I mean, I want that to like happen too, but I'm pointing out that's like.
I feel like that. You know that one joke from have you watched ASDF videos?
The Asdif movies, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I
can dream, Harold. Did you see the new one?
Oh, there's a new one?
Yeah,
I haven't checked it in a hot minute, so I'm like, oh my god. I love the ASDF videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those are hilarious.
I mean, it's pronounced Asdif movie.
Is it Asdif?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, because I know it's because of the keyboard, right? Because ASDF are like right next to each other. Mm. But I didn't know people were pronouncing it Asdif.
Yeah,
there you go. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, a Star Easter egg, like a mention of the realm of magic or another dimension on... like
a little, like, kind of, like, book thingy, like, with Hop Hop or... Anything!
Yeah.
Anything. Because...
the fanatic
it's all awesome.
Like, the fanatic in me is just like, make another Lumity Dance episode so they could bump into Star and Marco, but they're just like, nah, I don't think...
I mean, I'm always down for more Lumity dances, so I won't say no.
I mean, there were 2 Blood Moon Ball episodes in Stars, so maybe...
You get another dance! Probably not Grom, because it's like... Although, if they're doing like the 4-year school thing or yearly school dance.
Yeah.
But that would depend on how far they go in the story with that, because that'd be like, how long?
Do you know what would just be plain sad?
What?
If they have like a Silver Bell Ball. esque dance where it's like,
Oh no! No! Why?
just like I don't
Knock on wood. I don't want that.
I don't know. I guess I just like talking smack about the depths. Not that I mean
Knock
I hate
on wood.
Silver Bell Bobs. It's just that the shipper.
It's the salt. It's the salt talking. You know you're like seeing here with Tom.
Yeah. I mean, like you know, like when we checked out that trailer, or I filmed that thing in the intro where I made it look like Tom blew up my car. Remember that?
Oh my gosh! Yep, I remember
so
that.
It's just like the inner shipper in me that's just like, no. And are they gonna get Lumity next?
I don't know. I don't want that. No. Especially since there's no X in the picture. I would hope they'd keep it that way.
Yeah, or at least to our knowledge, there is no X.
Oh my gosh.
So, do we have more to say about the episode?
I don't know. I'm pretty good. I think I said everything.
Yeah.
At least for the specific episode, because we're like going into like a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Quoting it as if movies. Yeah. Yes. They said I could never teach a llama to drive.
Man, no, no. Yeah, so, alright, so, yeah, I think I'll end things off here, because, I actually have another video that I'm working on,
Oh, okay.
I just kind of took a break to, talk about Keeping Up A-fear-ances, and yeah. So,
yay, more content!
Yeah. So,
more videos.
Yeah, so we'll end things off here, and probably before OBS, starts acting up.
And crashes and sets the computer on fire.
Mm-hmm. I hope not. So, alright, so I think we'll end things off here. So overall, we both enjoyed Keeping Up A-fear-ances. I don't think I'm ready for the next episode. I just have this sinking feeling.
I'm ready, willing, and able. I am down. Let us do this. It is on like Donkey Kong. Woo!
It's just that, yeah, I don't know. Maybe if something crazy happens in the next episode, I'll just pull a Will Smith and just start, like, flinging my arms in the air when he set that flambe on fire in that one episode, and he's like, ATM!
Yep.
ATM!
It's like it's a Wizard of Oz all up in here.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so once again, thank you, Gaby, for coming on. It's always fun to discuss these episodes.
Thank you for having me.
And for those watching, if you've enjoyed the stream, give it a like and subscribe to my channel and ring the bell to get notified when I release new videos or whenever we do our next Owl House review. If you're watching this stream after it has aired live, if you have any theories or comments, leave them down below in the comments. Until next time, this has been Bloodman Bobby and Gaby, and we'll see you all later.